Hey y'all, I'm Blaine Phillips.
And I'm Jason-LeVan.
We're married, like just a minute ago, but we've been together for 14 years.
We have a teenage daughter.
Which means she's basically an adult, right?
We're also growing a business on the side together.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Through all of that, we've learned how to improve so many aspects of our lives and show up in an amazing way.
So we decided to host a podcast to share our journey with you.
It's called Let's Do Life Together, because that's just what we want to do with you.
So if you could use some tips and tricks on how to make life a little smoother,
then you're in the right place.
come on in and let's do life. All right, 2020. We got 20 minutes. Go.
Is that the plan? Get this done in 20 minutes?
Yep.
Can you do it?
I think.
All right, let's go. So,
Talk fast. What are we talking about?
well, that's not a good start. You have to know what we're talking about. Oh my goodness.
Happy New Year.
Nope. Already done that.
Oh.
We've already entered into the new year. All right. How about you just let me stick with the intros from now on? Deal?
Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I hope you had a chance to catch last week's episode where we reviewed our 2019, kind of talked about the things we did great, the things we are going to work to improve on this year, and now we are fully and officially in 2020. Welcome. Happy New Year. What is this the year of? Is that a thing? It's the year of...
The year of the dragon, that kind of stuff?
Yeah. I don't know what this is the year of. That seems like something we should know. You should Google that afterwards. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about 20 in 20. That's catchy, right? Sounds good. What does that mean, Jason?
Well, I heard it on Gretchen Rubin's podcast. What's that one called? Happier
Happiness Project? The
Something like
Happiness
that.
Project?
They've been doing that for a while, like 18 and 18, 19, 19, whatever.
But 20 and 20 sounds so much better
Right?
since it's 2020. Come on.
2020. You know, so for me, it's just kind of a catchy way to layer in some change or some new things that you want to try out in the new year.
I think that was an important word you said there, and you kind of said it fastly because apparently we're on a 20-minute time crunch. But
Catchy?
Catchy? No. Layer. That's what we're all about here, is layering it on. Because I don't know if you've already fallen off or if you're still fully embracing the New Year's resolution and you're here for it. You're achieving your goals. You're doing the things. If you are, fantastic. If it's already starting to fade, that's okay. It happens. My guess is maybe you bit off a little more than you can chew. Maybe you tried to change too many things at once. I've been there many times before. You just can't sustain too much change for very long. It's too hard. It's too hard for us to do it. So layering in change is really important. Starting small, getting some gains and seeing where that can go, and then building upon that layer by layer creates actual sustainable lifelong change. So I hope this episode helps you a little bit wherever you are. If you're like rah and you're still doing it, then maybe this gives you some ideas to keep that same momentum going. But if you're already starting to lag and you're feeling like this is another year where your resolutions are going to flop, then pay attention and let's talk about the layers of change, because the 20 and 20 is a catchy way to do just that. Layer it in little by little. So start us off. What's the way that we can kind of look at this big picture, like throughout the whole year, Jason?
Well, I think, so 20, I think, is a manageable number, right? So it's not saying you're going to do something every day, every week, whatever, right? So just 20 times. If you look at, for the year, maybe there's some things that if you did 20 times throughout the whole year, it would have a positive impact. So if you're not doing regularly scheduled date nights with your partner, well, if you say, all right, let's plan 20 for the whole year, well, that's, a little more than every other week.
Yeah, there's 52 weeks in a year. Like, right. That's totally doable.
So that's manageable, right? Or maybe you're going to invite 20 different people over for dinner throughout the year, things like that. So if you look at the year-long view of it, 20 is really not that many things. So,
yeah, you're going to read 20 books. I mean, some people blow through 10 books while they're on their week of vacation by the beach. Like 20 is certainly manageable, but it's a fun little way to kind of look at what are some of those goals? What are some of those things on your heart that you want to do? And can you just look at it from a broader perspective and say, I can do that 20 times in the course of the whole year? Because you can't. Like, you can pretty much do anything just 20 times in the course of a whole year. But that feels good. That feels good to set that goal, and you know that you can do it because you've got a year to get it done.
So as you kind of evaluate your priorities for the year, we've got some resources for kind of how to look at what you need to focus on first. You know, you try to add in this kind of fun way or easy way to say, all right, I'm going to do that. Focus on that 20 times.
Yeah, if you don't know where to focus, I highly recommend checking out our Where to Focus First free download. You can find it over on our website, blamephillips.com, and it's just a really easy and quick tool that'll walk you through the key areas of your life and figuring out which one needs your attention right now. So, because we have so many things we want to change and we try to do too much and it just doesn't work. So what is the first thing that I should focus my attention to? So go check out that tool, or maybe you already know it. It's on your heart. So think about it and think about what 20 things can you do this year that will have an impact on that area.
So another way to look at the 20 and 20 is kind of in streaks, or how you want to implement a new habit. So if you say, all right, for the next 20 days, instead of saying, all right, it's January, I'm going to do all these things, like we preach, just layer things in. So your first thing, let's just focus on doing that for 20 days.
Fun fact, it's always talked about that it takes 21 days to make a new habit, 21 days to make a new habit. You hear that all the time. But did you know that's actually a myth? It does not, in fact, take 21 days to create a new habit. It's not about the length of time as much as it's about the number of times that you do it. There's some mathematical equation out there of, maybe you can fully adopt that habit into your life in 7 days because you just did it so many times. So I like this idea of the 20-day mark. Chances are you'll probably do it enough times in 20 days that you can really, if not fully have made it a habit, set some pretty solid grounds to make it a habit going forward. When I think about that, I think about like water, something simple as water. Do you not drink enough water in your daily life right now? We don't have to cover that. We know, you need to drink water. We've said that many times. Half your body weight in ounces. Just drink the water, drink the water, drink the water. It helps all your parts and your complexion and things move in the pipes and all the things. Well, if you're not already doing it, make that a focus. Just 20 days. I'm going to focus on drinking more water. Maybe don't go the full gamut and say, I'm going to drink all my ounces every day. If you're drinking none, you can't go from none to 100, or you should camp out in the bathroom. Make a gradual improvement over those 20 days. But for the next 20 days, I'm going to make a conscious effort to improve my water. Or maybe a daily gratitude practice. If you are someone who struggles with just getting beat down by the woes of the day and, this stinks, gratitude is a great way to combat that, because you cannot be both great, you cannot have both a grateful heart for the good things out in the world and be grumpy at the same time. It's just not possible. So maybe you need to wake up each morning and find 5 things that you're grateful for. Simple things like, can you hear the birds chirping out your window, or whatever that may be? Maybe that's something that you can take a bite at for just 20 days and watch the impact that it has over your life.
Or maybe it's some other things. You just want to try it out. So you hear, it's really good to do meditation for, however many minutes a day, and try that for 20 days. And maybe it's a thing that you want to keep doing, and it could be a weekly practice, or maintain it as a daily practice, or you're just not connecting with that. So don't force it. Let that one go and try something else for 20 days.
That's a great point. It's a way to take a bite out of something that maybe you think you're supposed to be doing or you've wanted to. So commit to doing it. And then maybe it doesn't stick. Like maybe it doesn't have a place in your life. That's okay. Like maybe a daily gratitude practice isn't your jam. Like it's my jam. It's not Jason's jam. That's okay. Drop it. You you honored it with 20 days. It didn't fit. It didn't feel right. And you move on from it.
Yeah. Can I go back to the other one? I thought of a good one for throughout the year.
You're taking us backwards?
Yeah.
So
I just keep thinking of different ones.
You put 20-minute cap on this.
Oh, how many minutes? We're good. We're good on time. Try 20 new recipes.
That's a good one. That is a really good one. Yeah, you can do that. Like a whole year, sure you can try 20 new recipes. Like you can do that in half a year. I mean,
right. You're probably not going to try 20 new recipes in 20 days. So
no.
That's kind of where I was going was, your 20-day streaks, like make it something kind of
attainable,
simple and realistic. Yeah. So you're not going to read 20 books in 20 days, but things that you can try out in 20 days.
True. That don't take a lot of time and don't create a lot of disruption in your life, because the more disruption, the more time that you need to commit to it, the less likely you are to actually do that. And then you can dial it down even more. So we talked with the whole year, then we talked in 20-day segments, and you can take it down even more into a daily habit. Right. Jason is really excited for this part of it.
Well, so on the daily level, so if you just think of 20s, and again, 20 is a nice, easy number. So making a daily habit, doing 20 in increments of 20. So for me, I think I'm going to do a morning kind of wake up routine. So do, like 20 squats, 20 push-ups, 20 pull-ups, stuff like that. Like just
you said 20 pull-ups. That's funny. I can't do one pull-up yet.
But add in, like on your 20s. So whatever new thing you want to try or something that you're already doing, and just adding that extra layer onto it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point. Like, can you bust out 20 squats every day? Yeah. You can do that while you're folding clothes. Or I think about affirmations. I know that myself and so many of the women that I work with struggle with positive self-talk. Like we just don't always speak nicely to ourselves. If we could hear the things that we said, we would be astonished. I mean, you would never say that to another woman, but you say it to yourself. So do you need to make some affirmations and just recite those 20 times throughout the day? It doesn't need to be in a row, but can you just say that? Can you work on retraining your brain to those positive things versus the negative? What else you got for daily 20s?
Well, so one thing that comes up a lot is people are trying to get all their steps in, right? So I'm not going to say do 20,000 steps. That'd be great. But what if you start the day with 20 minutes of walking? So and actually start the day. So if you walk for 20 minutes, and there's been a lot of research that just starting like that is going to set you up for a successful day, and you're just going to be healthier overall. So if you start every day in 2020 with 20 minutes of walking, I guarantee you're going to see some positive benefits from that.
Wake up 20 minutes earlier and give those 20 minutes to yourself. What do you want to do? How do you want to start your day? Setting your intentions, reading a book, enjoying a quiet cup of coffee before the house gets crazy, like whatever it is.
Yeah. Read for 20 minutes. Yeah. That's going to be huge.
That's huge impact on your day. 20 unplugged minutes with your spouse. Like, do you just sit down and talk? 20 unplugged minutes with your kids. Like, 20-minute dinners, like make sure everybody's around the dinner table for 20 minutes and you're just sitting there and unplugged and there's no television and there's no cell phones and you're just talking. Like there's all kinds of ways, but 20 is manageable, whether it's 20 days in a year, whether it's 20-day streak of trying out something, or just 20 minutes a day. It's catchy, it's fun, but it's manageable. And that's where we know that so many people get tripped up, is trying to do too much and take too big of bites out of life. And I mean, there's some kind of crazy statistics, like 90% of New Year's resolutions are never met because we get too lofty and we're unrealistic, and we don't set goals that we can actually attain and in a time frame that is actually doable, or we try to do too many at once. So I hope this is helpful. I hope it's a way to just kind of get you thinking and have you take a look back at your list and what did you want to accomplish this year, and how can you maybe incorporate the 20 and 20 in to make that happen.
Right. Whether that's year long or weekly or daily or whatever it is. So just fit that in, and you can use that approach just to kind of make it easier to track and kind of more fun.
And it's not any one of these things. I mean, you can be doing multiple things. If you're focusing on, 20 dates in a year, you can do other things. Like you've got 365 days to bust out 20 dates. So you can be also squatting 20 squats a day, or doing these imaginary 20 pull-ups that Jason speaks of, or whatever. Like you can layer it in. Just make sure that you're not going crazy and putting too much on your plate. That's my approach going into the year. I love these bite-sized ideas, but there's going to be some bigger things that I'm working throughout the year. Reading 20 books would be huge for me because I'm not a very fast reader, and I historically haven't devoted a ton of time to reading. So that would be huge for me. And then little daily habits along the way. I'm going to do a mixture. So I think just think about it and how can you incorporate it and what really fits into your lifestyle.
Right. Yeah. So I'll definitely do a mixture. So my daily, I kind of mentioned with the 20 pull-ups, push-ups, squats, sit-ups, I don't think I mentioned. Weekly, I think I'm going to try to run 20 miles a week, which is attainable. It's a little more than I normally do, but not too far out.
20-minute makeout sessions, is that on your list?
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
I don't really have a 20-day streak thing in mind yet. But
you can also add to it. Yeah. Right. I mean, you don't need to come out January 1st with all these. Like, just keep it in the back of your mind. And when you're feeling a little like something's pulling at you come mid-March, be like, okay, I'm going to commit. I got this for 20 days and see what happens.
Yeah. 20 new recipes for sure I want to do.
Are you making those or am I? You're doing
I'll
it?
make them.
Nice.
Or I'll have Sienna make them.
Oh, boy. So there you go. 20 in 20. However you want to slice it, however it fits into your world, it's a great way to just layer in that change, and it makes it fun. It makes it catchy. Come head over to our social media. Tell us what you're doing. Let us cheer you on. Let us encourage you. And we want to always know from you. That's where we'll be sharing. Jason's commitment was to be more active on social, so he'll be there. Maybe he'll share his 20 miles with us and show us what he finds along the way. Yep. You're probably going to get super beastie, aren't you? I mean, beastier than you already are.
We can come up with some kind of hashtag for 20 and 20. It's not going to be 20 and 20, probably.
No, because everybody in the world's probably using that.
We'll come up with something for that, and we'll put that in the show notes.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Happy New Year. Until next week.